Good evening, Cara Collective and guests.
For those who don't know us, we are the Cara Associate Board.
Welcome to the 2021 Cara Summer Social presented by Slalom and the Beebe Family.
Whether you're joining us in person at Venue West or virtually from the comfort of your home,
thank you for showing up and showing out for what will be a truly memorable evening.
Each year, the Cara Associate Board works tirelessly to raise awareness and support of Cara Collective and their motivated job seekers,
including coordinating this annual event.
We set high goals for ourselves,
working together to tap our favorite chefs and spirits providers,
find exciting silent auction items,
secure corporate sponsorships,
and rally all of you tuning in to support this mission that means so much to us.
Cara Collective seeks to break the cycle of poverty by engaging job seekers, employers,
and other organizations across the country
through the power and purpose of employment.
Since their founding in 1991, Cara has placed more than 7,300 people in quality jobs.
With a one-year retention rate, nearly 20 points higher than the national average.
But more than that, they create real and lasting success by welcoming them into a community
committed to helping them along their pathway out of poverty wherever they need it.
The work is impressive, but the team at Cara Collective needs your help
to ensure that even more job seekers will find their new opportunity.
Tonight, you will learn more about how incredibly impactful Cara Collective is in our community.
If you feel so moved, we ask you to give any amount you can to help reaching our fundraising goal of $50,000.
Every bid on a silent auction item and every donation, large or small, will be recognized.
Plus, thanks to a generous gift from our friends at Creation Investments.
The first $25,000 raised tonight will be matched dollar for dollar.
We have so much in store for you tonight, including amazing food and drink demos, entertainment, and special guests.
Our silent auction is open until 8:30, so bid high and bid often.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Grab a bite, grab a drink, and buckle up for an incredible evening.
Let's make it a great night.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, and I am pleased to welcome you to the 2021 Cara Summer Social. This year, Cara has marked 30 years of critical work to eradicate poverty in our communities, a mission that remains just as vital as it was when Cara's late founder, Tom Owens, first set out on his vision to transform lives. During this pandemic, Cara's team has been able to not only continue their work of placing nearly 1,000 people into jobs each year, but they've also been able to provide critical resource supports like rental assistance, groceries, and utility payments to those who have been professionally displaced. Furthermore, they have also continued to work with other employers and organizations to help shift perspectives around hiring and practices, as well as drive systemic change to ensure everyone has an opportunity to experience the power and purpose that comes from having a job. At one of Cara's signature morning motivations, I was able to see the magic of this work firsthand. While there, I met dozens of people who were ready to overcome poverty and inequity once and for all. And the hope and determination that I saw on those faces that day continues to inspire me. Before I close, I want to congratulate and thank the Cara Associate Board on this beautiful evening, the entire Cara team for marking this 30-year milestone, and hats off to the people who have been the beneficiaries of Cara's great work over the years, and everyone who has participated in Cara-led events for maintaining their strength and resilience as they work towards transforming their lives. You all truly motivate me, and I hope you all keep up the great work and have a fantastic evening. Thanks so much, and please, everyone, continue to be safe.
this is Chris Chelios. I want to say congratulations to the team at Cara Collective for 30 years of transforming our communities, and to the Cara Association Board and everyone tuning in to support tonight. Thank you for an incredible summer social. Let's make it a great night.
Motivations is the signature start to a day at Cara.
The entire Cara community of participants, staff, supporters, and guests gather in the great room for this exercise
that is part storytelling and part song.
Within a few minutes, you learn so much about an individual.
Who they are and what they have overcome.
Motivations is lively,
energetic,
the best way to start your day.
Community,
a safe space,
energizing and awe-inspiring.
One of my favorite ways to introduce somebody to the Cara community.
We cannot wait to once again be able to join the Cara community for an in-person motivations in the near future.
But for now, we wanted to tap members of the Cara Associate Board to go into the virtual motivation circle
and share with our summer social attendees.
One learning from the last year that I will implement in my life moving forward is to slow my roll. And I think this past year has really just taught me to take pause, look around at what's right in front of me, and really enjoy the moment.
Is to appreciate the small things and the little moments in your life, and continuing to make time for those little moments. To cherish every hug, every laugh, every conversation by the kitchen table, like that one moment in time will never repeat itself again.
Appreciating these slow and quiet moments and appreciating those that are around you.
that it's important to have a plan, but you have to be prepared for the plan to go out the window and be able to think on the fly.
How important quality time with loved ones is, and how much I've taken that for granted in the past. Going forward, I want to make sure that I'm consistently showing up for people and being present and in the moment.
The redefinition of what's essential, whether it's essential workers, essential jobs, or in my case, essential priorities. And what that's meant for me is redefining what matters most. And that has been the connection with friends and family. And the way that we have found such creative and innovative ways to connect in ways that we hadn't previously.
The one thing that I have learned throughout this past year that I'm going to take with me moving forward is to just do it. Do it. Do whatever your heart has to desire. Do not hesitate. Don't be afraid to take the leap, because tomorrow isn't promised for any one of us. So just do it. Don't hesitate and live your life.
My name's Chef Corey Morris, and I'm the culinary director at Eat Purely. Eat Purely is a company that provides meals delivered to people's homes, kind of heat and eat, really delicious food. And I started dealing with Cara, working with Cara back in 2012, 2013, when I joined the Associate Board. I was brought on and kind of an integral part in starting the Summer Social, the inaugural event, and I'm really excited to be back part of it because I'm super proud of what it's grown into. Back in 2012 on the Associate Board, when we started planning the first Summer Social, we realized that we needed to add a food aspect, and that's when I brought in my expertise. We all know that food has the power to unite people and bring people around a table and start a good conversation. So I called up some friends, we put together some pretty fun bites, and the rest is history. So to see what it's grown from in just a little under 10 years is really impressive. To think that we were in the art hall of the Blackstone Hotel with less than 200 people to where it is now. Last year's virtual event, which brought in over 1,000 views, it's really incredible. So to think that the board that I was on, I don't think we ever thought that this would become the signature event, but it's really amazing what it's become. Cara Collective is such an important part of the Chicago community. I'm just really thankful that I can provide a small bit of help to help raise the necessary funds to keep this amazing organization going. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in and thanks for joining us tonight. I just want to send my heartfelt thanks to everybody who has joined the board, donated, participated, or just helped spread the word about this amazing organization. So I'm here tonight to represent City Suns Barbecue. It's a barbecue that's available for delivery throughout Chicagoland 5 days a week. It's a dish that we're gonna make one of my favorite things tonight, which is gonna be Frito pie. I really love this dish because it has texture, it's got creaminess, it's got saltiness, and whenever I eat, I look for that textural contrast, and it's kind of fun to eat too. It's perfect to pair with a drink. If you got a beer in your hand while you're eating this, you're gonna be in heaven. Frito pie is going to incorporate, obviously, Fritos, but we do this really amazing 18-hour smoked brisket. That's going to go over baked beans that just sit under the brisket and get all those drippings, so it gets like a nice beefy flavor and smokiness to it. So you're going to get a little crunch, you're going to get a little smoke, you're going to get that creaminess of the beans. Then we just finish it with a little bit of cotija. It's a dynamite bite. During like the process of getting this menu item put together, it was kind of a collaborative event. I knew we did a really great smoked brisket and beans, but we wanted something that would be delivered to the guest and still be delicious. A lot of love goes into the brisket. Every ingredient that goes into this is just really phenomenal, but the brisket itself is kind of the star. What we do is we do a traditional mustard rub over the brisket and then a heavy coating of black pepper. We let that sit and then just kind of like, you know, kind of marry into the meat and create this really nice crust. And then we throw it in the smoker for 18 hours. We keep that around 240 degrees. If you've ever cooked brisket, you know it's really tricky. It's a labor of love. You'll go from 140 to 160 in an hour, and then it'll hit that stall, and it'll take another 4 hours to get past that next 10 degrees. And so you're constantly, it's nerve-wracking experience, but once you slice into it and you taste it and it's juicy, it's the most rewarding experience too. And the secret to making that dish a success is really that brisket. Just because of the amount of love that goes into it, you're gonna get that first bite and agree with me. All right, so the beans. The small pink bean that we use for that. They're soaked overnight and then they're slow braised with onions and cumin and garlic. But while I'm smoking that brisket, I got my drip tray underneath it, and it's getting all that fat and all that beautiful flavor. And so after that's done cooking, you know, I will strain off some of that fat into the beans, puree it a little bit, so you get that really nice smoky emulsified fat that really finishes that dish and makes it sing. And then the final touch to this dish is gonna be cotija cheese. Cotija cheese kind of looks like a grated Parmesan. If you're not familiar with it, it doesn't taste anything like Parmesan. Some people say it smells like feet, right? But I think the funkier the cheese, the better. So a little tiny bit is gonna be that salty umami bomb that just brings the dish together and just kicks it up a notch. And you know, this dish works perfectly because I can incorporate it, I can sprinkle it really nicely, and then just kind of like hit all of the spots so you can get a little bit each bite. So it's a beautiful crumbly cheese that is just gonna add a punch. So the way this dish, although it seems really simple, it's very intentional. So I slice the chips along the side so I can make a little bit of a plate out of the bag. You got the crispy Fritos on the bottom, and then next I top it with the brisket. I do that so the next ingredient is going to be those creamy beans, because that's going to envelope all of that nice heat and then keep the dish really nice and hot for you to eat it. The green onions on the very top are gonna get a little bit of sharpness, and that cheese is gonna bring it all together. So if I were to sum up this dish in one word, I would call it indulgent. I would say that because it's not just opening up a bag of chips and snacking on it. We've taken it to the next level and added an 18-hour smoked ingredient. We're topping it with the beans. We're using multiple cooking processes. And while it seems really simple when you eat it, it's so complex and so over the top. So when you eat this dish, I want you to be happy. And if you're at home, I want you to order it from City Sons Barbecue.
Hey everybody, Carla Hall here. Thank you so much for joining the virtual Cara Summer Social, and congrats Cara on 30 amazing years of doing such great work.
Hey, what's going on, Cara and guests? This is Eddie Hennessy from the Deadbolts. Hope you guys are all enjoying the Summer Social. We were honored to be asked to perform at this year's event, or provide a video performance due to the circumstances. We're about to show you guys one of our new singles that'll be featured on our debut album that's set to release hopefully in late October. It's called Summer Lovin', It was recorded at a session called Live from the Loop that was recorded live last September from the rooftop of a building in South Loop, downtown Chicago. You can watch the whole session on our website at deadboltsmusic.com, which also has links to all our social media and news. You can follow us for more updates. We are on all streaming platforms, including Spotify and Apple Music. So if you like what you hear, shoot us a follow. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, Cara. Jimmy Chamberlain here. Congrats on 30 years of transforming lives here in Chicago and beyond. Thanks to everyone for joining the Summer Social, and here's to 30 more years of getting people back to work.
Hi, my name is Marcos Asensio. I'm the chef at Taqueria Chingon here in Bucktown. Taqueria Chingon is modeled sort of like a Mexico City taqueria. We only do tacos and quesadillas. We started off our main one as the al pastor. We have a few staples. but it's just become to creating specials and kind of cooking seasonally. So we're working with a lot of local farms and bringing us some awesome product. My mom's part of her family all have some sort of either a taco stand or a taqueria, and it was just coming up, you get your tacos, and it's either you're eating standing up pretty much, and that's kind of what we wanted to model here. First of all, I want to thank Cara for having us participate, and for their wonderful work they do throughout the city to end poverty, as well as just helping people transform. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we get to see you guys at the event or at Taqueria Chingon. If you guys follow us on Instagram at Taqueria Chingon or taqueriachingon.com, you get to see our specials and everything else that we're doing here in Taqueria Chingon. So the dish that we're serving tonight is going to be our pork cheek cochinita pibil slider. We typically do that here at Chingon as a taco that we serve on our hand-pressed tortilla. And what cochinita is, that it's more of a Yucatan style braised pork. It's usually done underground. It's wrapped in banana leaves. We do a marinade which consists of achiote, there's garlic, shallots, onions, a few other spices. We'll let that sit overnight and then wrap it in banana leaves. Typically when it's in the Yucatan part of Mexico, and it's normally done with like whole pig that they'll do and just kind of marinate in this achiote, which is from the anado seed, different spices, and the key for that is the bitter orange. And once it's cooked, we'll shred it. We serve it on a Hawaiian roll with the chipotle chimichurri aioli that we do here in-house. There's a lot of flavor in there. There's definitely like just the sweetness of the bun with the tanginess of the pork, as you get a little bit of sweet and sour. There's pickled onions, so that brings out that acid. It's just every bite is a little bit different. You get the smokiness of the aioli that we put in there and the creaminess of it as well. It's just a really good bite. Who doesn't like a Keats Hawaiian roll? We butter it, we toast it, so you get that real softness on it. And again, the pork is gonna be super soft as well. So on the salad, the majority of it is we use pea tendrils that we get from locally sourced from here, from Closed Loop Farms. Parsley, cilantro, any other herb that we like. Just a little bit of lime juice. We did our crispy shallots, season it, of course, always. And we use a little bit of Malden sea salt. And we toss it all with the pickled onions, and that gives it more of a whatever little excess liquid from it, kind of a vinaigrette, so it kind of binds it all together. We're still keeping to classic and respect, the techniques, but with our own little twist. We're big on texture here, so there's always some kind of different elements. We wanted to have fun with the dish that we were doing today, and we're really happy with the way it turned out. The cochinita that we do here, it's one of our fan favorites, and it just worked out really well on the slider. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we get to see you guys at the event or at Taqueria Chingon. If you guys follow us on Instagram at Taqueria Chingon or taqueriachingon.com, you get to see our specials and everything else that we're doing here in Taqueria Chingon.
I bring Cara's mission into my day-to-day life in two ways. The first is to never judge a book by its cover. You don't know what someone else has going on in their personal life. The second is when times get tough, always a good plan to overcome obstacles is to get to work.
Finding time throughout your day to support someone, whether it's a family member, a friend, or a coworker.
By being a beacon of hope, community, and resources.
Is by always reminding myself that everyone I interact with has an unleashed potential, and that sometimes all we need is a little help reminding ourselves that we can do it.
We work hard to find joy, find purpose, and find fulfillment in our respective journeys. Our friends, our family, our community, they give us the courage and energy and ambition we need to achieve our goals.
Cara gives people the confidence to perform at their highest level of potential. I thought I was underqualified for my current job. Someone had reached out to me applying, and I thought there's no way, I do not have all the experience I thought was necessary. And I would have never applied to this job had someone not just given me that opportunity. And I think sometimes you really just need a chance to prove yourself, and it can end up opening a lot of doors.
By approaching everyone I meet as a friend and an opportunity to learn from them.
Cara has inspired me to be a better friend and ask myself what I'm doing to help elevate others.
By really focusing on one of the transformation tenets, which is know the deepest truth of who you are. And I am honored to be at a place in my life and my career where I'm a leader. And as a leader, I have the opportunity to help people learn and understand what those are for themselves. Because so often, people's greatest strengths are things that they either haven't realized or haven't acknowledged yet and found within them.
In the words of Cara founder Tom Owens, don't just make it a good day, make it a great day. As we've learned over the last year, time is really fleeting and something that can really be turned on its head at any given moment. And so we really need to really cherish the current moment, take advantage of all the opportunities that we have in front of us, and really attack the day like Tom would.
Hi Cara, I'm Chef Beverly Kim. Congratulations on your summer social and 30 years of changing lives through the power of support and employment. I hope everyone has an incredible evening celebrating the diverse and delicious food and drinks from your sponsors. Cheers to the next 30 years. Happy summer social.
Hello everyone! It is our pleasure at Slalom Chicago, this year's presenting sponsor, to welcome you to Cara's annual Summer Social, our first ever hybrid event.
This means we have an opportunity for Cara supporters to join us in person and virtually to raise a glass and come together to celebrate all of the amazing work from this past year.
So whether you're enjoying the evening from your couch,
or you're here with us in person tonight,
thank you for coming together to recognize an organization that is transforming the lives of so many here in Chicago and across the United States.
we're so grateful to stand alongside a team of brave and inspiring individuals who are working together to ensure so many have the opportunity to embrace the best that life has to offer.
Not to mention, doing all of this while dealing with the unforeseen circumstances of last year.
We're here to tell you how grateful we are to join you today in all of the wonderful work that Cara is doing.
We're proud to call ourselves one of your partners and work together hand in hand.
Step by step.
Together, to empower the city and give hope to everyone.
So here's to a year that brings less of,
hey, you're on mute,
and more of helping Chicago and the world in getting back to work.
Let's get to work.
Good evening, Cara Collective and guests. For those who don't know me, my name is Cordelia Seidel, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of the Cara Associate Board. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our 2021 Cara Summer Social, presented by Slalom and the Beebe Family. Whether you are with us here this evening in Chicago at Venue West or joining virtually from the comfort of your home, your presence tonight is a powerful reminder of the strength of this community. In just a moment, you are going to see another reminder of the power found within this community when you meet Cara graduate Melissa. When she found Cara in April of 2019, Melissa was a young mother overcoming addiction and ready to transform not only her life, but her young son's life as well. Thanks to coaching, resources, and support that she gained through the Cara community, she's accomplished all of that for herself and more. As you listen to her bravely share her story, please remember that there are so many more people who could use a hand up out of poverty. Each year, Cara becomes a friend to nearly 1,000 people who are ready to overcome poverty and other barriers to quality employment, but may not know how to do so on their own. Through their signature trainings, access to employment opportunities, and focus on personal and professional growth, as well as job retention, Cara Collective has become a leader in poverty alleviation, placing people into more than 11,500 jobs since their founding. This past year, they didn't slow down. not only continuing to place people into quality employment, but providing emergency resource support like rent, utilities, and groceries to people displaced by the COVID-19 pandemic, ensuring they stayed on their pathway out of poverty. So we hope you will continue to enjoy this night that the Cara Associate Board has curated for you. But we also hope you will please consider supporting this critical mission that is transforming our communities. You can donate online at www.carasummersocial.com or text CARASOCH21 to 76278 to donate right from your phone. Your gift of any amount will go right to work to help a job seeker like Melissa. Plus, thanks to a generous gift from our friends at Creation Investments, the first $25,000 in personal donations to the Summer Social will be matched dollar for dollar, making your gift twice as impactful. Before I turn it over to Melissa, I would love to thank a few very special friends. To our presenting sponsors, Slalom and the Beebe Family. To our job sponsors, Medics, Molson Coors, the Owens Foundation, and United Airlines. And to Creation Investments for their generous match gift. To our chefs and restaurants taking part in this evening, Bombay Wraps and managing partner Ali Duji, Eat Purely and Chef Corey Morris, ID Delafield Hotel and Chef Joe Hepp, Taqueria Chingon and Chef Marcos Asensio, as well as Constellation Wines, El Bandido Tequila, Heaven's Door Whiskey, and Quarry Ice. And a big thank you to the Cara staff, community, and my colleagues on the Associate Board for helping make tonight possible. Thank you again for joining us this evening. The spirit of this community that Cara has become known for is needed now more than ever, and it can certainly be felt tonight. Let's continue to make this a great night.
Seven years ago, I don't even know how to describe my life. It was just a mess. I was just not in a good place. I was not going down a good path. I had been struggling with addiction for the better part of that 7 years. I lost everything in those years, like everything that meant anything to me. I was definitely pushing people away. I wouldn't let anyone help me, so I didn't really feel like I had much of a support system at the time. I tried to get clean multiple times. I was in and out of rehabs. I got arrested a couple times. I have a record now. I just did not feel like life was worth living. And throughout all that, my addiction was just getting worse. So early 2017 is when I found out that I was pregnant. I had Elliot in November 2017. It was probably the scariest day of my life because I knew I was gonna have to do better for myself. I knew I was gonna have to get clean or I was gonna lose this baby. Shortly before his first birthday is when I decided to go to rehab. So I was at Haymarket for about 2 months, and then I moved to the halfway house part of it, and I was there in total for about 9 months. And that's when a counselor told me about Cara, and I decided I need this extra help, like I might as well just join the program. So I applied the next day. I just thought it was gonna be about getting a job, and I was just ready to get a job and just move on with my life. When I first walked in, first thing in the morning was the morning motivations. I guess my first thought was like, I can't do this. I just saw everybody singing and just clapping and happy, and I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't gonna fit in. And at Cara, it just seemed different. Like everyone just seemed to have a positive vibe, and there was no judgment. It's just support, just pure support, and that's really what I needed. After the program, I just realized how much they really help you, like heal from within. It's not only about finding a job. And essentially it made me stronger. The people at Cara kept bringing me job opportunities, and finally they found me one at a nonprofit where I get to help people, which is what I wanted to do anyways. And they really helped the process along because I didn't know where to start. So I remember I was on the 3rd floor and I got the call. It was Meredith from Skills, and she said, "You're hired." and I was just so excited to ring the bell. My favorite thing about Skills is just that we're an organization that helps people, or helps connect people to jobs. I definitely see myself in those people and can relate to them, so I want to help them as best that I can, and just to get a job just like I did. So with Cara's support, I was able to start and finish my associate's certification in project management. And then in June 2021, I got my promotion to Senior Associate of Operations. I do not want to stop learning new things. I do not want to stop getting new certifications. And I just want to continue growing within my career. Right now, I feel like I am able to be the best mom that I can be, and I'm able to fully support my son. I just want the best for him, and I just want him to see me being a strong, independent mother. And I just want to be a role model for him.
Good evening, everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Jesse Teverball. I want to thank everybody for joining us for the 2021 Cara Summer Social, presented by Slalom and the Beebe Family. And so because this is a summer social, allow me to get summer sociable. How is that? Now I feel at home. So you just heard from a Cara graduate, Melissa, and her story of overcoming addiction and wanting to build a better life for her and her son. Part of what makes this work that we do at Cara so powerful is it's not just about the participants themselves. It's about their legacy, it's about their families, it's about their loved ones, and how the development of community brings us all in on this journey. And that's why it was so important for Melissa to get the power and purpose of her journey. When she understood that it was not just about her, when she understood that her life was connected to her son's legacy and his life as well, when she understood that if she succeeds, it leaves a pathway for her son to succeed as well. It's the whole idea of Cara itself, Cara meaning friend in Gaelic, and how that concept built into Melissa's own journey, about her own network, about her own support system, about her own trusting the people that were around her, and having this community that we developed here within the Cara walls, on how it manifested itself outside of Cara walls as she applied them to her own personal life. So all of these components is integral in a person's life because we are more than just a paycheck. I have a professional side of my life, and I also have a personal side of my life. And when we can begin to bring them together and elevate them all at one time, that's when we begin to see that real and lasting success that Cara talks about all the time. So I want you to pull out your phones, and hopefully those are the same phones that you've been bidding on silent auction items all night, and either follow us at www.carasummersocial.com or text us at CaraSoc21 to 76278 and support us tonight. And we want you to understand that every donation, whether it's big or small, goes directly to Cara's mission to eradicate poverty. So if you've been following Cara and supporting us in the past, I'm sure you've always wanted to get the biggest bang for your buck. So here's the bang that you get for your buck. So for your $1,000 contribution, you can help a job seeker receive our personal and professional training. Our training is designed to unlock the power and purpose that's within each individual, so they can walk into a potential opportunity with their head held high, their shoulders back, and their eyes straight forward. So with a $500 gift, you'll provide a Cara participant with emergency rental assistance. I'm sure we can all remember when we've been down on our luck. And so with this support, you can provide that safety net for a participant to concentrate on their next opportunity and not worry about a roof over their head. That's what that type of support provides. And with a $250 donation, it provides critical retention and coaching support for one of our employed Cara participants. More than 70% of Cara job placements go on to make it to 1 year on the job. And that's mainly due to the career coaches that walk alongside them to help guarantee that they stick and stay. A $100 donation will buy a pair of Clean Slate boots. And for those who don't know, Clean Slate is a social enterprise that we own that operates in more than 40 communities across the Chicagoland area and beyond. So they don't just provide clean and safe streets, but they also create work and resume experience for our job seekers. And with a $50 donation, it will provide 2 weeks of transit passes to a CARE participant to get to and from either campuses and trainings or to their new job opportunity. So finally, for those of us who want to go along on this mission and don't want to be left out, any amount will make a difference in the life of a job seeker. And don't forget, thanks to our friends over at Creation Investments, the first $25,000 raised tonight will be matched dollar for dollar. So before we end this virtual program, I have to give thanks to our Cara Associate Board for once again putting on an amazing event. And a big shout out to all the chefs, sponsors, and vendors, and all the contributors who helped in making this night a success. And thank you to you, and everyone else who showed up and showed out tonight. I mentioned earlier that Cara is an old Gaelic word meaning friend, and your presence tonight is just a testament to our namesake. Thanks again. And before I leave you, I want to leave you with 3 pleases. Please continue to bid on our silent auction. Please continue to support this mission, and please continue to make it a great night. Also, take care of yourselves and each other. Boom shakalaka.